To battle, Packmates! And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus Mod. I am Lieutenant Commander Tirak of the frigate Thundercat, as we continue our battle against the evil Barbarians that are the Lyran Star League. And the last episode we did pretty good. We started a campaign, we had a little bit of fun with voices, and we managed to kick some butt on some frigates. So, things feeling good. We're at 1,001 prestige. No need for repairs. We still have our single admin shuttle. We could get two. We're not going to bother. And, yeah, things are mostly on track. We're saving up right now in order to pick up one of the big and nasty LCC, the Bengal Tiger Command Cruiser. I like the fact that they have named all of their stuff like something. And that will happen in a little while. We're probably not going to save up for the early dreadnought, the Royal Tiger. But, yeah. So, things mostly on track, so let us set back out into space and continue to prey upon the enemy. Putting out into a mission, I'm not going to do a diplomatic delivery. A ship the size of the Thundercat should really not be hauling senators and the like around. There are much better vessels. So instead we get involved in a monster fight, which... Yeah, oh crap. Are we escorted? No, we're not. Oh crap. So, this is the plasma monster, and he has a lot of plasma torpedoes and a lot of health, and we have one wild weasel. Yeah, terrified, very, very scared. I don't think we can kill him. If we get on his stern, we might be able to avoid it. I'm not quite sure what his arcs are, but if we get to his stern, there's a small chance. It's also a little bit of a risky thing to do because, you know, our primary weapon requires us to smash into the enemy, which is, yeah, not the most tremendous place to be in. Let's send a probe, finding out exactly just how screwed we are. And probe says 20, 30, says he has no shields, which is always nice. Plasma monsters never have shields. Oh my god. Look at that. One R-type plasma torpedo, one S-type plasma torpedo, one G-type plasma torpedo, three F-type plasma... Wait, no. I misread that. Two R-type plasma torpedoes, two F-type plasma torpedoes, a G and an S. So 100, 130, and then plus 30... 160 damage is what he can deal. I think that is several times the cost of our current hull. Thank you for that, Commander. Pick up some speed. There will be no point in reinforcing the shield. I want all power to engines. We're going to need it. And we can maintain that speed. Okay, so select Disrupt Us. We shall engage from maximum range and basically run like all heck. Stern shield to the reinforcement because we will be running away from anything that comes close. And we're going to be able to get up to a speed of 22.72 because of reasons why we're not allowed to have the full maximum speed. Let's see what kind of range we have off our disruptors. No. Oh god, that's close. Pull away! Pull away! Both disruptors fired, both disruptors hit for 6 damage. Turn directly away and run, and run, and run. Don't get within 10. He has R-type plasma torpedoes. Just flee. So we may end up doing this. This may be the strategy for the day of flying towards him, plinking away, running right away. Because, yeah, that'll actually keep us alive. These disruptors will be recharged every turn. They only seem to fire from a range of 15, so not tremendous. What kind of arcs are we looking at? It is a fairly narrow forward arc, so it might be difficult to get the proper angle. Let's see how much we have to do in order to plink away without getting killed. It's going to be difficult. So, on target, and our disruptors should be able to fire and turn away, and we missed both shots. Continue to run at full speed, if you please, because yeah, he is fully capable of annihilating us in one shot. He's fully capable of annihilating us in, I'd guess, a third of a shot. A single R and a single S would probably gut us. That's the cold hard truth. We are basically, yeah, mostly helpless. So we're going to have to use our disruptors to the greatest extent in which we can, in a style which is somewhat annoying. It's difficult. As long as the monster stays focused on us, that'll be fine, and we can take care of that. But if the monster only wants to actually get off the map, which technically he should only want to get off the map because that's sort of his job. Disruptors, and we managed to get single more hit. So we're dealing about 6 damage if both of them hit. So 3 damage from this range is actually not horrible. And we will start to sort of work around him. Mainly because, well, as you can see, there's this red border here. There's only so much space in that direction before we need to jump to light speed. Well, jump to warp. It's not quite the same thing, I guess. Star Trek does, after all, try and insist that no, we're not actually going faster than the speed of light. We are bending space ahead and behind us. Which is how warp bubbles work. It's very cool. Very interesting. I'm not quite sure how transwarp works. I should really look into that again, because I'm pretty sure I used to know that. I used to know a lot of things about Star Trek that I've somewhat forgotten in more recent years. So let's see if we can't curl in a little bit and then run away a little bit. There we go, disruptors. 2 hits, good. Turn faster, turn faster. We can't afford to let him within a range of 10. He will shoot at us at that point. We have also successfully managed to make the turn, so we're now heading back into the map. That'll give us more room to maneuver, so we won't have to worry about things quite so much. I wish I could zoom this out even more to see exactly where I am on the map, but it's not super important. So as long as we keep this up, eventually we will get through his armor. He has no shield, which means he's a prime candidate for this sort of tactic. This sort of thing is something that we do on asteroid bases and unshielded planets all the time. We basically sit at just long enough range that his weapons can't hurt us, and we, well, try and kill him. And all weapons fire. Another hit. Oh god! There it is! There is all the plasma that you could ever want. More power? If you've got power, I want speed. We are tapping into the batteries now. This is still a very dangerous plasma torpedo. Keep running. Keep running. Do not stop. Oh god. And one's down. I think they're both... Yep. And they've... Nope, they're still quite there. They're gone. Okay, so we managed to run this completely down. They've totally dissipated. Let's drop our speed back to down to a speed where we can charge our disruptors, because it's important to have them. Probe, tell me exactly what he's got. Nothing. Okay, so we're going right in on him. Full bore. Everything that we've got. We'll slow down. We'll go expanding sphere generator. Activate now. Charge up. All weapons fire. We managed to do 51 damage on that pass, which is actually pretty good. We shocked his F-type plasma torpedo. Didn't kill it. Let's slow way down, because we do actually have to slow way down. This capacitor charge a little bit slower? Is that how that works? I'm not quite sure how that actually works. Let's pick up speed. We want to be right behind him, and we'll stick to him like glue if we can. We still have our single ace in the hole, that being, of course, our single Wild Weasel shuttle, which we can drop at any time. We are a frigate. We break extremely quickly, so even if we're pretty much right on top of him, we should be able to take care of that, just as long as we stay in his blind spot. And I'm not sure we're in his blind spot. I'm, in fact, almost positive we're not in the blind spot. If I pop up there, I'm going to be very scared. So, all up and select. We're really not in range to be able to truly hurt him. Oh god, those are all armed. Hi. Don't kill me. I didn't mean to. Actually, no, I did. Okay, now that we're getting back on his stern, we might be able to hold this. I'm a little bit further away than I want to be before I start firing things. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. This isn't going to be helpful at all. I can't curl in tight enough to be able to actually graze him with it, so I don't anticipate any damage at all getting through. Disruptors hitting for 8 damage, so now they do 4 up here. So really, at maximum range, they do 3. At almost point-blank range, they do 3 damage, so it's not the most efficient weapon. Well, actually, no, it's super efficient if you think about it. It's not the most hard-hitting weapon, but it's not designed to be super hard-hitting. It's meant to be able to plink away at the enemy accurately. As you can see, the expanding sphere not quite being useful to us, and it dissipated. So let's kick this out to a range of 2, I think. We'll keep him inside the sphere. That'll mean next time we bubble him, he will actually be bubbled. We may have to extend that to 3. Yeah, we're going to have to extend that to 3. Just want to make sure we hit him. It's kind of difficult to. It won't deal a whole lot of damage by doing that. 1, we're not feeding a whole lot of power into the capacitor. And 2, well, when you have it at the maximum ring size, not the strongest thing ever. If we had multiple, maybe, but yeah. So continue to blink away with phasers. We are managing to hold into a blind spot. So as long as we can stay here, we good. If we can stay here. I'm really actually tempted to let the disruptors charge up because, you know, it's only 4 damage. We're not quite within a range of 2 yet, are we? Maybe, actually. If we pull a little bit closer. Okay, fire that sucker up. Let's immediately bounce him with it. 13 damage, I'll take that. That's nice. It's another 26 in total. The 13 from the phasers and the 13 from the expanding sphere generator. So I'm happy to continue to just bounce him like that. As long as we can stay here. We are apparently directly on his 6 o'clock now. So now he is fully vulnerable to us. All those plasma torpedoes, if he gets even a single one off on us, it could be devastating. So we really have to make sure that doesn't happen. He's starting to pull away, but we're still a half turn away from being able to utilize another expanding sphere. So sort of curl in a little bit more. Keep the phaser fire going. Unfortunately, that's keeping us from being able to charge disruptors, because they basically have to uncharge when we are charging everything else. Let's not get ourselves killed here. Come on, expanding sphere generator activate before we drift outside of a range of 2. Here we go. Kicking it on again. And buzzed. Only did 10 damage that time. That's because of the amount of energy we had in the capacitor. The more energy in the capacitor, the more damage that it deals. And we're frankly not charging that capacitor up super well or super fast, because we're sapping all that energy for other things. Wow, he took a major speed hit. Keep the phaser fire. He's got all his weapons still, but apparently he's having trouble maintaining power. So that definitely will work in our favor as long as we can sort of, you know, keep to his stern. Keep avoiding that forward arc. And I think actually we're in a pretty good position. He's doing a speed of 8.5, but I don't think he's able to turn us. Let's get speed back up. Want to be a little bit faster than him so he can't actually catch us. We do 5 damage with this at point-blank range. So yeah, the disruptors are a perfect sniping weapon on this ship. So between 3 and 5 damage, you're not losing that much efficiency. And the generator hits him again for another 10 damage. Excellent. Phasers plinking away, another 14. Or was that in total? Looks like we've managed to destroy one of his F-type plasma torpedoes. Excellent. So that'll put us in a nice, pretty firm and solid position. And we are starting to charge the disruptors. Luckily, it's even the disruptor on the proper side. Disruptor. So, oh no, we missed with that one. I was like, 14 damage with the disruptor. But no, it was not to be. We missed. Stay on his stern. This monster is technically way, way, way more powerful. We've taken out a second F-type plasma torpedo. That's honestly not the one I'm super worried about. If you can kill an R, then I'll be a lot happier. Because the Fs, well, they do 20 damage. So he's actually a wonderful example of all the plasma torpedoes in the entirety of Starfleet. Well, no, I was going to say the entirety of Starfleet Command, but that's not true. There are 2 other kinds of plasma torpedoes not listed here. But he has the 3 primary. The F-type plasma torpedo is the smallest plasma torpedo. It's bright green. It travels out to a range of about 10 before it really starts dropping off. And it does 20 damage when it hits you. The G-type plasma torpedo, or the Gorn plasma torpedo, is brown, and it will travel out to a much further range, but it does the exact amount of damage as the F-type plasma torpedo. So just think of it as an advanced, extended range version of the weapon. Which it is. Then the S-type plasma torpedo is the next size up, and this is really once you kind of start considering the mid-era heavy cruiser style plasma torpedo. It deals 30 damage, goes out even further than the G-type plasma torpedo, and is really nice. And then, of course, there's everybody's favorite, the R-type plasma torpedo, the Romulan plasma torpedo. It's not actually that, but, you know, it's the biggest, the baddest, the nastiest, and it will deal a grand total of 50 damage per shot. It also takes an absolutely hilarious amount of energy to charge, so if you don't have that energy, you're in trouble. And it will go out to an absolute super far range, as you saw when it was fired at us, and it was basically going for miles and miles and miles. He is not dropping in speed, but I think we can actually curl this into a range of 1 for even greater damage. The goal here is to just hurt him as much as possible, and that was nice. Did we? Oh, we broke one of his R-type plasma torpedoes. So now he's currently at half plasma torpedo strength. Yeah, actually, that's... No, not quite. Because the S, G, and R will add up to more than 2 Fs and an R. So... a little bit more firepower and we'll start. There we go. We took out his G-type plasma torpedo. He's down to a single R and a single S, which is excellent for us. Now, the one important thing to remember about plasma torpedoes is that a plasma torpedo contains the ball of energy until you shoot it. You don't actually get any energy back from having them fully charged, I think. No, you do. I don't remember. We just finished an entire war as the Gorn who used plasma torpedoes, and I can't remember that. Well, it's not important. The important thing is that even once you destroy the mount, the plasma torpedo still exists. It's still there and can still be used for a short period of time until it will then dissipate after the fact. But if you wipe out his plasma torpedoes and then fly in front of him within a short period of time, he can still shoot them at you and kill you. So just beware. You may think that you're in a commanding position against a plasma-armed vessel. Oh god! Brake, brake, brake! Turn harder. That was evil. You may think you're in a commanding position against a plasma-armed vessel, but if you then fly out in front of him, where his plasma torpedoes can see you, he may still have the shot even if the hardpoint is gone. However, this is not a super long time, so if you are the one who just lost your plasma torpedo, a high energy turn may be in order to ensure you get that shot. So, still plinking away. We don't have a lot of super high burst damage that we can deal to him, unfortunately. Let's go to one. All up and select. And can we kill him with that? Nope. It only did a little bit of damage. Well, 11 damage is not bad, but all of the weapons keep blinking away until eventually we'll rip them apart. So what we're trying to do is cause enough damage that I think it deals more damage than a component contains, and that deals a critical hit, which then rolls on the destruction table. So if you are like us and you only have a couple of light phasers, it's kind of difficult to get that. But if you're a much larger ship that can put out like a massive alpha strike, you have a much better chance of just completely annihilating a target. If you ever want to experiment with that, load up a mission and then slowly fire your heavy weapons one at a time, and you'll notice the target won't die. But if you then fire all your weapons at the same time and they hit the target at the exact same moment, they will die because of that critical hit potential. It's the difference between the alpha strike and the Mizia attack. There we go. We finally managed to do it. Our phaser 3s took care of it. So a gigantic asteroid monster that spits plasma was annihilated by our little tiny frigate. It took us 16 minutes and 12 seconds to do that, but hey, it's a win. 656 prestige. Oh, we are so close to a heavy cruiser. Please, please give me a heavy cruiser after this mission. Convoy escort. This could either be really good or really, really bad. So convoy escorts, if they send lots of big heavy stuff at us. Battle stations. It's a freighter as the enemy. Jungle Mother, Jungle Path, Burning Stone, Jungle Mother again, and Burning Carrier are our charges in this. And a single enemy freighter is the enemy. Ooh, in fact, Jungle Mother is a Q ship. And so is Jungle Path. Ooh, I like that. This is the one instance where actually I think that the fact that this small freighter, Jungle Mother, is the exact same name as the Q ship, Jungle Mother. Because that makes sense, because it's using a duplicate registry. And it just so happened that it was accidentally put into the same convoy. So a minor snafu in the higher-ups, they put the same Q ship that was using the same legitimate registry of the Jungle Mother, but they put them in the same convoy. A minor mistake that won't hold too much problems. Let's send a probe his way, see what he's carrying. And this looks Gorn to me. Who are you? Well, you're armed with a ton of phasers, so I actually don't really care. So we are charging up our primary capacitors. Let's get this set onto a small radius. We're going to smash into him like a wrecking ball. And also make sure that we forward shields to the reinforcement. I really like the... I have to admit, I do like the Lyran MFD system. First of all, the pointer is very, well, pointy, as you can see. It ends into a fairly small point, which means that it's accurate, which is really nice, as opposed to other races like, you know, the Hydrons with their big bubbly arrow pointer. Not so fun to work with. But this one, very, very, very precise is the way I want to put it. So let's increase the speed a little bit more now that we finally have probably our capacitor fully charged. Yes, it is fully charged, so it will hit with maximum damage. Now he does have shielding. I'm going to guess that it's only reds. It could be full power. He could be a full greens all around. But I'm, one, guessing, and two, hoping that he's only got reds. He has, yeah, reds normal, and then he's reinforcing the side against us, which is intelligent. We better do some damage before he kills Jungle Mother, because otherwise we're going to have to rename this Jungle Mother, because, you know, you can't have a ship that's been marked as destroyed as one of your Q ships. Well, you could, but it would be pretty obvious to any enemy intelligence group. Let's kick on the expanding sphere generator and hit him like a battering ram. We came in like a wrecking ball! And did 44 damage. That's good. We knocked out 3 of his phasers. Wait, no, 4 of his phasers, because the front mount is a dual mount. He's only got a single forward, well, port side phaser 2, and a stern mounted phaser 3, which is probably a 360 mount. I would make it a 360 mount, if I were the designers of this vessel. So we managed to deal quite a bit of nice damage with that, smashing him to bits. Or at least that's the plan. However, the disruptors are going to come back online, and they'll start blinking away. And if we get a little bit closer... Skull Crusher, that's a name. If we get a little bit closer, we should be able to get the 5 damage peak. A little bit closer, I want that big peak damage off of the disruptors. Now. And 20 more damage. It sounds like an expanding sphere generator. Yep, the Jungle Mother came in and smashed its gigantic bulk along with the expanding sphere generator into the Skull Crusher and annihilated it. A perfect combination move. Please tell me it's quite a bit of prestige. Please? 300. Oh, we did it. We did it! Shipyard, hello! Double check, make sure there's nothing more, like, expensive but in our price range. There is not. So, hello, Command Cruiser. The Blood Spiller. That is also a name. The Blood Spiller is a LCC. So let us just jump in here real briefly. It's not a light cruiser. We are a heavy cruiser. And we are the full-on power, the Bengal Tiger Command Cruiser, with a forward shield of 36, forward port and starboards at 24, and then the rear half is at 20. We're armed with 4 Disruptor 3s. That means disruptors with a range out to 29.99, and an additional 2 expanding sphere generators for redundancy and extra oomph, 6 phaser 1s and 4 phaser 3s. I quite like that. That looks quite nice and balanced. But using it, we'll have to wait for the next episode, as we have come to our normal time-ending mark. We're going to keep the Thunder Kettle around for a little bit longer, but we may end up selling it just so we can fly the Blood Spiller without having to jump over every time we start. Anyway, I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to receive a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon. Leave a comment, and I will see you all in the next video.